While speculation continues to swirl over who will finish first and who will finish second tomorrow night, we have a pretty good idea who will finish third. Libertarian candidate and former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson, who joins us now. Good to have you back in the fold.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
Do you expect to have an impact tomorrow night?
I hope so. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. You know, in the evolution of political parties, you go from being an annoyance to a spoiler. So I hope tomorrow is spoiler. And then from there, you go to being a player. So that would be looking forward, being a player.
That could be 2016.
That could be 2016. And that would be the Libertarian Party going forward to 2016.
And when we talk about the impact you could have tomorrow night, we just had a lengthy discussion as we were setting up here about polls that do include you and polls that don't include you and what they could mean in states like Ohio and Colorado.
Well, so in Ohio, I poll at 6% on Saturday in a CNN poll, but CNN on the big screen on TV, they were reporting it 50 Obama, 48 Romney.
The difference is two-person polls versus
three-person
poll.
polls. Well, three-person polls, yeah, and then Colorado, you know, at 5%, but you don't see that reported.
Do you have a view of who would be worse for the country? I know you don't like either of them, but who's less ideal?
No, I think either one of them really, I think it's much to do about nothing, the choice. I think they've morphed into the Republicrat, but regardless of who gets elected, I'm willing to offer the bold prediction, and it's not a bold prediction. I don't think it's a bold prediction at all. We're going to find ourselves with a heightened police state. We're going to find ourselves in a continued state of war. We're going to continue to militarily intervene in other countries' affairs. And we're going to continue to spend money in ways that are absolutely unsustainable, that in my opinion are going to lead to a monetary collapse sooner than later.
We talked a lot of policy when you were here a month ago, and people can check out that interview in our archives. In that last month, coming down the stretch here, have you felt any differently about the process? Any more discouraged? How have it evolved?
Enlightened, I think, is probably the best.
And what have you been enlightened by?
Well, what I'm enlightened by is the fact that I am polling right now at 6% in Ohio, and I'm not being reported as being at 6% by the very organization that conducted the poll, CNN. Don't I deserve 6 times mention by the Washington Post for every 47 times that Obama is mentioned? Same for Romney? Well, I'm not getting that. And if I were, and if you go back a couple of months and I was given a 6 times mention or a 5 times mention or whatever I was showing in the polls, I suggest to you today that I might be the next president of the United States because of the interest that would have generated. But since it's gone completely unreported, there hasn't been that interest generated.
I think the pushback argument would be someone at 6% nationally without a giant war chest has very close to a 0% chance of winning, so shouldn't we focus our coverage on informing voters about the guys who have a chance to win?
Or shouldn't it be the opposite? The fact that for $2 million, I have the most bang for the buck when it comes to the votes as opposed to the $2 billion that they've spent. And on that basis alone, don't I earn more credibility than the two of them?
Describing the problem, though, doesn't change it. Is there a way for a third-party candidate?
Well, describing the problem doesn't change it, and maybe, at least maybe, tomorrow I have this opportunity to actually put a torpedo in the party, and I'm talking about the two-party system, and I hope it's over, and I've got that opportunity, but we'll see.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for yours.
We appreciate it,
and
see what happens tomorrow.
See what happens tomorrow.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.